Hello, we're here with Point Park University women's basketball head coach Tony Grenek. He's in his first year. He was hired in May. First of all, Tony, I want to welcome you to Point Park. And first off, how has your time been so far here on campus, and have the ladies adjusted to the coaching transition?
I think they've adjusted quite nicely. I thoroughly enjoyed being here at Point Park. I love being in the city. I love my co-workers so far. They've been very helpful. The entire administration and athletics, all the coaches have been very helpful in helping me adjust. And I think it's been a pretty easy transition. And I think it's even been an easy transition for our ladies adjusting to me.
Okay, for those fans or media who might not know, what type of style of basketball do you subscribe to? What kind of strategy do you implement in your coaching philosophy overall?
Basically, I'm a defensive-minded coach. Our goal is to hold teams under 60 points a game. I try to, pound it into our kids' heads that, if we can get to 61, we're going to win the game. If we can score high in the 80s, and it's going to be a 20-point victory. But we really focus on the defensive end, and we want to hold people under 60 points a game. And, basically our, personnel is going to determine if we run the floor, if we're more methodical on offense, and that's still yet to be determined. But the same philosophy always remains in regards to defense.
So ideally, if your personnel fits it, and you might still be trying to figure it out here in the preseason, but if your personnel fits it, you want to adapt the defensive-minded approach?
Yes. Hopefully we can play a lot of man-to-man. Hopefully we have enough depth where we could play full-court man-to-man with some trapping and some running and jumping. But a lot of that is determined by how hard we play and who can adapt to the system.
Now, in terms of goals of the season, what are the team goals? And, do you put a certain win total out there that you want to achieve? Is it to make the playoffs? How would you describe goals this year?
I think our goal and my goal every year as a coach is to try to win a national championship. Basically what we want to do is, qualify for our playoffs in the AMC, hopefully win our playoffs in the AMC and get an automatic bid to the national tournament. Win totals, I never really put a number on those. I know in our first semester of playing, we play 7 games in 12 days, and 5 of those are on the road against some very good ball clubs, and it's going to be quite a challenge for our team and our young ladies. However, I think it's going to make them tougher down the road. And I keep telling them, we have one conference game that first semester, and that's against Fisher. And if we can be 1-0 at Christmas time in the conference, I'll be happy.
You talk about making the playoffs. This team missed the playoffs each of the last 2 years by a single game. Was 14-13 overall both years. Nothing to be ashamed of there. But how do you get over the hump of those, just over 500?
Well, I think it's experience now. I think Coach Kasanovich did a tremendous job with this program. He's got some tremendous players that are returning. We have some depth. I've recruited some players of my own, and you put that all together with the experience and the new players. Hopefully that's going to be able to carry us over the hump and take us to our league playoffs.
Whenever you were hired, you were talking about the potential of Point Park women's basketball and what you envision out of it. So how would you elaborate on that? What's the potential of where Point Park women's basketball can go?
Well, what I want to do, hopefully and eventually, is make this the premier women's basketball collegiate team in our area, in the city of Pittsburgh. We're right in the heart of the city. I love the campus. I love how the campus is growing in a direction that it's going in, and the focus on athletics, and hopefully someday we'll have our own facility built on our campus. But, I just think with some of the players that we have here, some of the players that we've brought in, If we can continue to win and continue to improve, I think the sky's the limit for our program.
Okay, very good. Moving on to go through some individual players, it makes sense to start with April Austin, your all-conference point guard, really talented impact player. What does she bring to the table?
I always say, and one of the things I've always believed in, you can't go anywhere and win a championship unless you have a solid point guard. And, for me to come in here and to inherit a point guard like April Austin from Coach Kasanovich is a gift, and I feel very fortunate. She's a very talented player. Obviously, she had a Division I scholarship coming out of high school, and I'm expecting huge things from her. And I'm going to rely heavy on her because, like I said, I don't think you can win without a solid point guard.
If you can take a moment to go through some of the returners that you have on the wing and also in the post.
Some of the returners, we have Kristen Beatty, a very physical player, a slashing player that can take it to the basket. However, what I've liked from Kristen so far is what she's brought on the defensive end. She's able to apply pressure. She's strong enough where she can guard a post player and quick enough to guard a point guard or even an off guard, shooting guard, so to speak. So, that's one area where we should be strong in. We have Kristen Vezzolini, the consummate role player, capable of playing the 2, 3, 4, 5 position. Same way, she's able to guard a guard. She's also able to guard a post player if need be. Has a nice little mid-range jump shot, and most importantly, she's very heady and smart and plays well on the court. Jocelyn Peterkin, about a 6'2" post player, all-time leading shot blocker in Point Park's women's basketball history, and I think she's only been here 2 years. We have her returning, and so we'll have that presence inside. On the defensive end, which is huge, and I'm going to expect a lot out of her in regards to shutting down the team's opposing post and hopefully double-digit rebounding. We have Sarah Sandin, a sophomore that's coming back, that has great offensive potential. I need her to pick it up a little bit on the defensive end, but you leave her open, it's in. Same with Brittany Dunmeyer, another great shooter. Tarika Jones as a post player, Anna Boschkova as our post player. These girls are athletic, they can run, and they're capable of improving, especially on the offensive end. And if they can play with heart and desire on the defensive end, I think we're going to have a lot of depth, especially with those returning kids.
All right, very good. And switching over to the newcomers, you have some freshmen and also some transfers. Who do you have there? What do they bring?
Haley Sauer is our freshman out of Shaler. She won a WPIL championship last year, where they upset the number 1 ranked team in the state, Mount Lebanon. So she's got experience in winning. She's been playing varsity basketball since her 9th grade year. So she brings a lot of quickness. She brings a lot of being able to press the ball and apply ball pressure on defense. We have a Division I transfer in Emily Shartner from the New Jersey Institute of Technology, and she played 2 years there. Got some valuable minutes at the Division I level. But she's going to come in as an experienced player. She's very smart, very heady. One of those in-betweeners where she can shoot the ball and also maybe post up and defend the post and defend the guard. And an excellent student. We have Katrisa Savitsky from the Butler County Community College. Her team made the national tournament last year when she was a freshman. She was their leading scorer and leading rebounder. Very athletic, can get up and down the floor, is fearless, and she's able to defend anybody. It's one of the reasons why we brought her here. Mara McCaslin, a transfer from Pitt Titusville, 2-year starter there at point guard. Very strong assist-to-turnover ratio. and we're going to provide. Hopefully, she can provide us some minutes at the point guard spot, where maybe we can move April to the 2, and also relieve April and give her some more minutes of rest so she doesn't wear herself thin. And Ashley Campbell is also on the squad, and she's currently playing volleyball on a tremendous volleyball team. Hopefully, they're going to be competing for a national title. And we might not see her until around Christmas time, but a very talented player as well. And also Maria Romano, a shooting guard from Newcastle, who last year in Newcastle's deep playoff run provided a nice spark and an excellent three-point shooter as well. So those are our newcomers, and we're looking for big things from them.
All right, Coach, one more question to get you out of here on this one. If you had 2 or 3 keys to the season, things you have to do well, or keys to success for the Pioneers, what would those be?
I think number one is we need to get better fundamentally. We really lack in that department right now, and the talent is definitely there. It's just becoming better basketball players, becoming more fundamental. And then once we become more fundamental, we're going to be able to throw in the different types of defenses or in the different types of offenses. I'd say we're lagging a little bit right now in regards to that area of having a lot of plays in at this time. But like I mentioned earlier, our focus is to be ready for December 1st against Fisher, and at least be 1-0 in that conference by our break, and then hopefully by January and February and hopefully even March, we'll be playing our best basketball.
And then just to follow up on that one, one last one, without giving away too much here in the preseason, what kind of team will we see out of the Pioneers this year? Whenever we go to a game, what will a Point Park women's basketball team look like when it takes the floor? Gritty play, or that sort of thing?
I think that's the perfect word, and in fact that was the word I was going to use. I think we're going to be gritty. I think we're going to be strong on the defensive end. We're going to look to out-rebound our opponents, and if we can get those things in place, I think automatically your offense will fall into place. But like I said, hoping we can provide a spark to the school and cause up a nice fan interest in our basketball team, and hopefully our students and faculty will be able to come and support us.
All right, thanks a lot. This has been Point Park University women's basketball coach Tony Grenek in his first year. The Pioneers open up November 8th at Mount Vernon Nazarene. Coach, best of luck this year, and thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.